frame the panel a little bit, I'll give you a little sense of its impetus, which was from a blog entry I wrote on my much neglected blog that I think Jim here saw, and I think what they liked is that I had been talking about, having attended a lot of film festivals and conferences, and seeing a lot of panels, and rarely on these panels were creative decision-making or creativity discussed in the context of a film festival, which I always thought was odd. I'll just start Monteith on my left. Do you work with some kind of overriding aesthetic credo, or
I mean, I want to push myself as a filmmaker, so my main goal in making a film is not actually an issue. It's actually because I want to work on something I work on and develop something within myself. And so subject is very important, but the art of filmmaking is as important as, say, my subjects in a sense, because film is a lot about emotion and trying to get into the right feeling of a place, right? So that's, I guess, the reason I choose to do that.
I noticed a lot of the information that was conveyed about him through watching him talk to other people. It seemed to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the reason that he's talking a lot in the film is, in a certain way, most of what is interesting about his story is, in a sense, backstory, and his, how he's haunted by his past. So we had to figure out ways to sort of open the film in kind of a verite style, so that you're kind of in the story, and then sort of slowly reveal who this guy is. I mean, that's, I think, all of our goals in terms of storytellers, is to, and I think that's actually a lot of why documentaries have sort of broken out of sort of a ghetto, and have now, probably are. Audiences will go and see them because they feel like they're going to be taken on a journey and hear a story. Like, we're used to, there's like a syntax, there's a cinematic syntax that, that overlaps between fiction and documentary, and I think we're borrowing, each are borrowing from each other. I mean, if we all went and saw The Green Zone, we'd probably see a lot of documentary stuff, in that film, and then we're taking from, fiction film, and I think how that syntax and how it works, plays off in terms of how we perceive, the story.
The question I want to ask is it seems to me, from just having seen the film recently, like last night, it seemed to me the power of this film owes very much to the fact that you've been with these characters for 7 years and started out with them, and now can come into their lives at this point and get a real intimacy.
We kind of look, it is a process, but it's something that you do a little bit for yourself. And it's kind of how you work through things, and then maybe it's also how the subjects work through things. But then you have to ask yourself, how does that translate to the screen? I mean, I know we had a film here 2 years ago called Bulletproof Salesman, about the world's most prolific armored car salesman, and I just got a review on Google Alerts this morning for the DVD release, and someone's like, oh my god, it's an infomercial for this guy, and it's, what a horrible creature he is, and he's like, he's one of my best friends. I mean, how does a film affect someone's life? And it's often in a very negative way. And I can remember screening The Prisoner here, what was it, 3 years ago, and we did a Q&A after it, and someone said, I mean, Eunice, the subject, was in hiding, actually, and someone asked, does he have a blog? It was like, no, he doesn't have a blog, he's in hiding.